now we've got to look at it and go, right, we've lost Thomas Partey. I think now it's time to say, right, and this is what is a really interesting thing for me. That signing now, whoever comes in midfield, has got to be a signing which tells you what your midfield's going to be. Now, I look at it and go, when you sign Marino, I'm not so sure that changed a lot. You know, like I look at it and go, it's a bit of a backup and all that. And that's fine. I think Marino coming in as a squad player and all that, that's a good signing, fine. But what I'm looking at is now, are you going to go in there? What are you going to buy? Are you going to buy another holding midfield player, or are you going to go for the box-to-box player? And I think this is where it's a really interesting fit. I think that now they lose Thomas Partey, and I think that they'll change direction a little bit and go for a proper box-to-box player, meaning that Declan Rice then can cover Zubimendi. Declan Rice can cover who that box-to-box player is, like, you know. So I think it's a very, very... This one now isn't as key, isn't as key as a striker, but it's the next bit. It's more important now, guys, than the wide player. You get the centre forward in, right? The next priority is the midfield player, not the wide player, wide left player, which has been a priority for us for maybe a year or so now. Got to change direction a little bit. And that midfield's got...
Have we not put ourselves in a position, though, Lee, where all three of them are now a priority? Because, like, the Martinelli and Trossard thing, they're still there at least. The midfield, I'm actually with you, and I would rather us go and lump money now on like a Morgan Rogers box-to-box midfielder like that. That's what I'd rather us go and do now, yeah? But we still need, on top of that, a Rodrigo and a Gyökeres or an Isak or somebody like that, right? Which we'll come on to in a bit. I feel like we've just got too many we've got too much to do in too little time, in my opinion.
I think with someone like Morgan Rogers, he'd be suitable because he can play the box-to-box, but he also can play the wide role as well. So I think that maybe... if he was to go for that, you could turn around. I know you don't like that, but he goes, oh, well, he can play two positions. Mikel likes that. He likes a player that can play two positions.
I don't mind Rodgers. I like Rodgers a lot.
Yeah, but so there'll be times when I think maybe like Declan Rice will play in a holding role. Then Morgan Rogers or someone of that ilk will play that 8-8. Then it'll be like, no, we're playing Declan in there. All right, then you'll be going out wide left. So... I think it'll be something similar to that I think that they do like, you know. And if you have a look at a lot of those players, you look at Havertz, he can play like the false 9 or the number 8, like, you know, not very well in the number 8, but he can play it. You look at Declan Rice, he can play a couple of Miles Lewis-Skelly can play left back, can play midfield. You've got Ben White can play right back, central defence. There's a 4, 5, 6 of those players that can do that. And I think that that's what he'll go down. He'll go for the out-and-out striker, and then he'll go for a midfield player that can do 2 roles, a dual role, you know. And then if it is Morgan Rogers, then get it done. Because if you're going to let Thomas Partey go, that's fine. But if you, like, I'm not being horrible. If Thomas Partey goes tomorrow, right, and then Saturday we sign Morgan Rogers, no one's going to be going mad about it. Everybody go, oh, okay, you know. But what will happen is that Thomas Partey go, and then we're waiting 4 or 5 weeks down the line. You know what I mean? We've got to be a little bit more reactional to what we do like. So it looks like that, right? Okay, we've lost Thomas Partey. Bosh, he comes in, and all of a sudden you've got. And hear me out when I say this. If you did sign Morgan Rogers and you signed Zubimendi, you've lost Jorginho and you've lost Thomas Partey. You're looking at that and you're thinking, oh, look, 2 players that are in their early 20s where you've let go players in their early 30s. So you can see that there's a plan, and it does, and you think, well, that looks a lot better for us in the long term as well as the short term. But you let these 2 go, and then you're 3, 4 weeks down the line. What it tells me is there's no plan. You've got to have a plan, like, you know. And then what you've got to do is you've got to get the guy in, whoever it may be, and then integrate him into training so he knows exactly what he's got to do come the first game of the season. Not 4, 5, 6, 7 games into the season because of that. So it's massive now that, okay, listen, man's got to have an holiday. I get that, like, you know what I mean? But, you know, he needs to get back off his holiday now and start doing things as well, Mikel. Like,
this guy's out here doing up Love Island, blood, about his lips and his wife in the fucking sea while I'm stressed on fucking YouTube. Is he fucking mad, blood? Now, what the fuck is all this bullshit, bro? I'm seeing Wenger part 2, blood. Remember when Wenger was there lying like a bad bee on the fucking beach, bro? What the fuck is this, bruv? Seriously. Nah, bruv. Why in June are you on holiday, bro? The season ended in May. Do your holiday thing in May. June 1st, you should be on the fucking roads getting deals done, bro. Not lips in your gal in the fucking sea, bruv.
It does seem funny. It does seem funny, like, you know, the season should have finished on I can't think when it was. May the 24th, 25th, was it? I can't remember now. That game against Southampton. The next day, Mikel should have gone on holiday.
Gone. That's what I said. The first 2 weeks, gone. Do your thing in May. Do your gal thing. Take the kids out of school. Cool. June 1st, your ass better be in the training ground, bro. Getting deals done, getting everything ready for the next season, getting pre-season ready, all of that shit. You're here fucking on the fucking beach. Are you fucking mad? With our biggest fucking window, while fucking City's getting fucking Turkey, Rinders, Liverpool's getting Verts, putting out what's the word? Planting seeds for Isak. What the fuck are we doing, blood? Oh, we want Gyökeres. No, we want Sesko. No, we're gonna give away fucking Partey for free, blood. But then man will say, oh, calm down. You're too negative. It's only June. Fuck off. Fuck off, blood. I've been here fucking 37 years as an Arsenal fan, and for the last 20 fucking one, it's been the fucking same every fucking summer, blood. Don't tell me be fucking calm when I've fucking been here, done it, and got the fucking t-shirt to fucking wear, blood. Every fucking color, every fucking size, bro. Oversized, fitted, you fucking name it. I got it. I'm tired of the shit.
I get it.
I'm tired of this every fucking year, defending this fucking fraud of a manager, bro. Defending these fucking cronky little cucks. Fuck, I've had enough, blood. And that Isak thing pushed me over the fucking edge. It pushed me over the edge. Because that is exactly what we need. But we ain't got the balls to do that. Oh, let's be friends. We're going to give them more money. Fuck off. We're friends for what? This is business. Ferguson weren't doing friends. Pep ain't doing friends. I want your player. I'm taking your player, blood. I don't care about your friend. I got friends. I don't... Ooh, Spanish friends. Fuck off, man. Seriously.
I hear it, man. I hear it. I get it. I don't know why people aren't more like this. I can't believe
this is why they keep me away from the mainstream, blood, because I'll cook the fucking lot of them, blood.
Nah, listen, I'm with you, bro. I get it. I hear it. I get the frustration. I know some people will say, calm down, rah, 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 but we have seen it. These were the same people, judges, that told us to calm down in January, by the way.
That's the key. That is the key. How can you tell someone to calm down, right, when those people were saying exactly the same thing in January? We was on our knees in January with no strikers, right? We didn't have one striker going into the second part of the season. We was down with players. We were going out of cups like nobody's business. Like, you know, if you look back at it in January, we was going out of the League Cup because we didn't have no forwards. We went out of the FA Cup because against a poor Man United team because we didn't have no one up front. And then we actually went to a league game, I can't remember it was, without one of our forwards in the forward line, not one of them. Like Saka, Martinelli and Havertz were all injured at one game. And we still didn't bring anybody in, right? And those same people are now that are saying, calm down, were the ones going, we've got to sign someone because we haven't. Now, when a club, you look back at that January, when we all know what we needed, we was desperate for it. In the end, we had to make a makeshift centre forward, right? If you don't go and do anything, what does that tell you about the club? What does that tell you? It tells me like that anything can happen, you know. So I'm not actually at this moment in time, I'm not going to be sitting there going like, calm down or telling anybody, oh, I'm not going to say to Troopz like, oh, no, you're going overboard about this, or, you know what I mean? It's only 2 weeks into the transfer window, because we've been saying this in January. We've been saying it in January before that. We've been saying it like too often. So for me now, like, you know, the trust from my side to the club has gone. It went in January. My trust for the football club went in January, right? So they've got to build that back up. And when people go, oh, they've got to build that up and laugh, that's I don't care what other people think. That's what they've got to do for me. For me to get back on board with this football club, they've got to build my trust again. Like, you know, I don't care about what other people think. I'm talking about myself. Like, so for me now, like, what are you going to do to build my trust? Because at this moment in time, as I said yesterday, I've got no interest in Man United away at the moment. I've got no interest in what we're going to do. And at that, I'm looking at games at this moment in time thinking, I'm not going to go to that one. I'm not going to go to that one. That's not because of we didn't win the league last season or we didn't win it the season before we come singing. The reason I'm looking at that and doing all this stuff negativity at the moment is because in January, this club done nothing. It cost us the league, it cost us the FA Cup, it cost us the League Cup, and it cost us the Champions League because we got to the semi-final in the Champions League. But when it comes to the semi-final against a very good PSG side, we had no players to play midfield. We had no forward, right, to get us a goal. We was outstanding for 20, 25 minutes against PSG. But what is everybody saying in the stands that day? Oh, if only we had a proper number 9, we could have won this game. And here we are. I don't know how long ago that game was against PSG, 8 weeks ago. Here we are, still nothing. So any fan that's frustrated and edgy or whatever you want to call them at the moment, I can't blame them.
Even Man United, Gaffer, how the fuck are they getting Cunha? And Buemo lurking round the corner, blood. But we're sitting here like we can't attract no one, blood. We can't get nothing over the line. We can't do that. They're 15th. And they're fucking making moves. We're in the Champions League. We're an attractive club. We got all of this. Super Mikel Arteta, all this, bro. You know what I mean? Fucking Ashworth and Grove, all of that.
The reason we never went for Cunha was how I see it. How I see it when it was, like I'm sitting on the beach when he's signing or whatever. I'm looking at it and going, well, we don't want him because we've got our guy, whether it be Gyökeres or Sesko. We've got our guy. You know what I mean? That's why I think that didn't happen. But 3 weeks later, we still haven't got our guy.
They haven't got him, bro.
So that's where the frustration and the whatever comes to fore now, because you're right. You're seeing Man United sign forwards. You're seeing other forwards going to other places. Liverpool signing what they need to make them look better, and we're just doing nothing.